What's up, guys? Another book review here, Road to Excellence. Today's book review is Remember Who You Are, Remember Where You Are, and Where You Come From. Um, this book's by David Icke. It's a very interesting book. If you haven't heard about this guy, it's like the ultimate conspiracy theorist. Basically, the majority of this book is just talking about conspiracy theories. And honestly, I couldn't read the whole thing. I read like 200 pages, maybe 250, and then I was just glancing at the headings and just kind of like power reading it so fast without really reading every single word. Because honestly, I just couldn't take it anymore. There's just so much going on in this book. And all of his stuff checks out. Like, I've looked up some facts and stuff that he presents, and it's all true. His philosophy, he's just connecting the dots. So basically, what he conveys about the whole thing is there's a reptilian alliance, basically elitists, that are working to program everybody. They've already programmed everybody. That's like one of his things that he says, like the Noah's Ark, like when there's a giant flood and all that. That was all created by this alliance that did it to edit our genomes, edit our DNA, and encode their own genomes into us. And he supports that by the fact that about that time in history, we had a significant genetic change, and scientists are not quite sure what happened. Um, so that's his reasoning behind it. I mean, think about it. I mean, there's a lot of shit science still doesn't know, so um, it's still open possibility though. Like all the stuff he says in here, you can't just discredit it just because someone else said so. Like that's the thing. Like none of it's, I guess, factual, but none of it can be disproven either. It's all just a theory. I guess it'd be a reptilian alliance theory. Um, because honestly, you could think about it, and there's no way to really disprove what he's saying. And that's why I listened to him on a podcast. So that's why I really bought into this book and just allow it to, I don't know, take it as what it is. Just see if I can get anything out of it. So basically, what he ends it with is there's a way we can overcome this reptilian alliance, and that is through love, unity, and harmony. So basically, we all have to be more conscious of what we're doing and live those states and not live in reaction. Because when we live in reaction, that's a reptilian mind going. Like, we all know, or I don't know, everyone doesn't know, but we have a reptilian part of the brain that's more instinctive, that's flight or flight, that's not using our higher faculties, like our intuition, like our memory, our thinking capabilities are not used by the reptilian mind. So, from this aspect, he is quite accurate. And he also says, like, love's the only thing that truly exists. Everything else is illusion. And that's another theory that's been, like, given by um, many philosophies. So, overall, what I got from this book is what really matters in life. Um, is just to love more openly and to be more conscious of all actions. Um, because that's all that really matters. Is if you want to be successful, being conscious of everything you do is a great step towards that. And loving more openly and making others more conscious is, I think, exactly what the world needs. Um, as far as everything that goes in this book, um, that'll be determined. I mean, it could possibly be true. I mean, he states that the moon is, in fact, an alien articraft or an aircraft. Articraft, like it's super old, so articraft actually maybe a word in the future. That's actually a pretty cool word. It actually makes a lot of sense. But he claims that there's actually an alliance or like people, not people, but the pythons in the moon, and they actually stole it from this other space civilization and moved it to the Earth, and that's part of how they're controlling us is through the moon, um, which obviously no one knows if that was true. It's impossible to really prove it. Um, I mean, another one of his facts is that he said like all the gold in the U.S. embassy or whatever, it's all actually fake. Um, and he states that like when we gave gold to China at one point, all of it was fake. I mean, they tested it and said like this is fake. Um, and it all checks out. It's all fact. Um, but they haven't actually gone into what we have as U.S. storage and checking if it's actually legit. That hasn't been done. And just by the other podcasts I've been listening to about military and how even the President of the United States can't look at everything in our military. It's so sectioned that it's a need to know basis that even if the president tries to grant access for himself, he is rejected and can't get it, which is quite interesting with a lot of these programs. Um, so yeah, that's why I had to power through this book is because it's a lot of wonder, and being in a state of wondering is not good. I like to have conviction and just knowing, because there's so much uncertainty in this world to begin with. So having um, all that uncertainty as well, um, yeah, it's just so. One of my ideas for bringing people together is like doing group meditations on peace, love, and harmony. Um, I'm sure people already do this, and I'm gonna look into that and actually join a group and do it daily. I mean, I've been doing it daily for a while. Like I've literally done this practice before I read this book. Just because there's actually proven science that shows that when you have a group of people that meditate on peace and love, like the crime in the city goes down, like just good things happen. And I do believe we all have a connection to a greater good. And I do believe that a lot of the population has um, almost lost their connection. I mean, you can't completely lose the connection as long as you're alive. At least that's what I believe. Um, so, yeah. Um, if you're interested in any of this, definitely check out this book. Um, it's pretty crazy. That's all I gotta say. It's definitely the most interesting book I've ever read. Maybe not interesting. I Think and Grow Rich was the most interesting book when I first read it. This is just like a different kind of interesting. Like these pictures. Um, Basically, what he says is we are only aware of what we can see, like our five senses. Like that's what most people deem as awareness, and our sixth sense, like our intuition and all that, isn't really scientifically proven. Mainstream media won't talk about that stuff, and majority of people don't really talk about that stuff or even understand how to use it. Um, One of the great examples he gives in his book is like the human telescope, where it's like a telescope as a human, and like that can only see Earth as through the human body. But you could have like a different telescope that would see Earth in just a completely different way. Um, and this is actually like a scientifically proven thing, like the light spectrum and everything. Like the human eye can only see like a pinch of what there is, and that's always been in my mind for a long time. And he brings that up in here, and that's actually a great point. Um, we're not aware of what we don't know. You don't like. So I don't know. I just keep an open mind, and just spread love, joy, harmony, peace. Spread good things. Have good experiences with people, and lift others up. And do not react to negativity. to incidences that come into your life, remain in full control at all times. And that is how we will beat this. Even if all this doesn't exist, that is still how we as the people can regain our power. So, like, comment, subscribe below. Let me know what you think about this book. And have a great day. Road of Excellence, out. Peace.